he'll come around.
Don't be so sure of that.
Only the foolish or the courageous approach a Jarl without
The Empire's
summons.
putting a great
Do I
deal
know
of
you?
pressure on the White One.
I was at Helgen.
Ah, yes. Destined for the chopping block, if I'm not mistaken.
I was set free. I couldn't have gone anywhere. Came here to fight the Empire.
A fair point. Well, you've come to the right place then. Speak with Galmar. I'm always looking for able fighters. Not everyone can say they've made it out of Helgen. Seems we're all branded villains these days. So long as your criminal past stays in the past. And you fight for me with honor and integrity. We'll welcome you into our ranks. And what would you have me do? Speak with Galmar. He'll size you up and see where we can best use your talents.
At Helgen, they said you shouted the king to death.
Not entirely true, though not entirely false either. Any Nord can learn the way of the voice by studying with the Greybeards, given enough ambition and dedication. My shouting Torg to the ground proved he had me there. However, it was my sword piercing his heart that killed him.
How goes the war?
We should take Yarmarch. It'll be an important pressure point on the Imperials. We'd be within spitting distance of the capital.
Why are you fighting the war?
We're fighting because we're done bleeding for an empire that won't bleed for us. Untold numbers of Nords died defending the empire against the Dominion. And for what? Skyrim being sold to the Thalmor so the Emperor could keep his throne. We're fighting because our own Jarls, once strong, wise men, have become fearful and blind to the people's suffering. We're fighting because Skyrim needs heroes, and there's no one else but us.
Why did you kill the High King?
I killed Torg to prove our wretched condition. How is the High King supposed to be the defender of Skyrim if he can't even defend himself?
And what of his widow? Doesn't she claim the throne?
Indeed, Elisif has become Jarl of Solitude. Historically and conveniently home of the High King, backed by Imperial interests. But the Moot has not yet met to name her High Queen. And they won't. Not as long as I have any say in it.
Do you desire to be High King?
There hasn't been a true High King in Skyrim for generations. For too long, he's been hand-picked by the Emperor, and given emphatic nods by milk-drinking Jarls addicted to Imperial coin. It's time we had a real High King, one of our own making.
How did you become Jarl of Eastmarch?
My father, the Great Bear of Eastmarch, died during my imprisonment after the Markarth incident. I, his only son, forced to deliver his eulogy via letter I had smuggled out of prison. Such is the love of Titus meat for his subjects. When finally set free, I returned to Windhelm and was greeted by a city in mourning, at one with my own grief and anger, clamoring in angry voices, calling out for justice, for war. They sat me on the throne of Ysgramor, the throne of my father. I only hope I can prove worthy of that honor.
Yes, it replaces the vanilla dragons with 45 new dragons, all with new ways to kill you. Interesting. Player add item 00013996. Okay, I'll have to try that out. And NPCs take little to no damage from them, since the dragons attack at so random place. Okay, let's see here. I have a message from the Greybeards.
It's about time they turned their gaze from the heavens back to our bleeding homeland. What do they want?
They want to negotiate a truce until the dragon menace is dealt with.
I have the greatest respect for the Greybeards, of course. and the dragon attacks are a growing plague. But the political situation is still delicate. Not all the Jarls are fully committed to supporting me as High King. I can't afford to appear weak. I can't agree to this unless Tullius himself will be there.
Politics be damned, Alduin has returned.
Alduin, the world eater of song and legend. If that's true, well, it changes the situation, doesn't it? Even Tullius may be forced to talk sense in the face of such a threat.
So you'll come to the Peace Council?
Yes, I'll give Tullius one more chance to quit Skyrim with his tail between his legs.
If he's not with us, he's against us.
Okay, so...
He knows that. They all know that.
How long are you going to wait?
You think I need to send Bolgraf a stronger message?
If by midnight...
So now we gotta go talk to General Tullius in solitude.
You mean shoving a sword through his gullet?
Taking his city and leaving him in disgrace would make a more